Welcome, friends of the Museum of South Texas History, to the September 2022 edition of Museum Pláticas. I don't know who came up with the name Fandango for this big party we're about to have on October 1st, but whoever came up with that word, that brand, it is the perfect symbol, the perfect kind of experience to really capture the essence of what's about to happen on October 1st here at the Museum of South Texas History. On that day, we will celebrate and enjoy Fandango 2022. It is the most important social fundraising event that the museum has during the course of the year. And so we are super excited to have it this year because we are getting back in the saddle. That's kind of the theme for this year's Fandango, which is like a big party. This year, on October 1st, we will be bringing the community back together like we did not last year. We had to go through virtual platform, Zoom. And then the year before, which is the first year of the pandemic, we could not meet face to face. So we are super excited about bringing people back together to the museum in person, live, and just kind of like doing the good old like human being thing of being together in the same space. Very excited about that. So on this edition of Museum Pláticas, we have three super guests, not just regular guests. These are three super guests. And so the first guest who will be coming on in the next segment is our staff member at the museum who is like the lead kind of cowgirl on this Fandango that we run every single year. Her name is Lynne. And so Lynne will come on and she will talk about the history of Fandango vis-a-vis the museum. And after we do that segment with Lynne, then we will have two trustees of the museum. So we will have Kellye Ortega, who's a fantastic board member. And then Kellye will be followed by Sabrina Walker-Hernandez, who is also a fantastic board member. And so the two of them will have their perspectives on Fandango, on what it means to participate in this very important event. So stay with us. We got plenty of stories to tell. And so we look forward to sharing them with you. Welcome back to Museum Pláticas, friends of the Museum of South Texas History. And so I am joined now by Lynne. So Lynne, you are kind of a frequent guest at this Museum Pláticas show, aren't you?
Oh, yes, frequently. I have been on once or twice.
Yeah, you've been on a couple of times. So Lynne, you've been at the museum for a few decades now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so why don't you remind the audience of your tenure here at the museum? When did you start? When did you get into the development office at the museum? And then how did you get into that? Okay. And then we'll move into other questions.
Well, I've been on staff as a development officer. This is my 33rd year. I'm almost finished with 33 now. So that's something. But how did I get here? Back in, I think it was 1984, I was invited to come to the Hidalgo County Historical Museum Guild meeting. Now, that used to be a guild, was a volunteer group that did things, for the museum. And one of the things that they did is they had a fundraising event once a year to help buy, something new for the museum or whatever. And so that's how that started, and I got there. I enjoyed the ladies that were in it. I thought it was kind of fun, so here we go. Next thing I knew, I was working on what they called the Heritage Roundup, which is the forerunner of this event, Fandango. And so that was like 85. And then after that, I served on the board for a couple of years and then had this opportunity to come on staff. So I've been wrangling this thing for quite a few years.
Wow. So Lynne, You called it the Roundup, right?
Yes, it was called the Heritage Roundup.
The
at
Heritage
time.
Roundup.
Mhm.
And so the Heritage Roundup had a history.
Yes. Now it did start off, and then this was before I came on. It started off, believe it or not, as a flea market kind of thing, where everybody in the guild just rounded up things, from other people in their own homes, and then there was a section for baked goods, and there was a section for people selling this, and that's how they raised some additional money for the museum. And then at some point, it was like within a year or two, and I don't even know which one came first. I'll have to find that out sometime, so I'll get that straight. But the Gladys Porter Zoo started Zoofari, which was a dinner auction event. IMOS, which was, I can't remember what it was, before it became IMOS.
Right.
The McAllen Museum of Arts and Science. And anyway, then they started Collage, and then the Heritage Roundup was in there, sandwiched in there. And we just shifted over from a flea market to a dinner auction event. And of course, in those days, the museum was only in the jail building and the wing, so we didn't have this bigger building. So we had the event out at like a trailer, I hate to say trailer park, but an RV park that had a nice activity center, and we had it out there every year for many years. And it was a lot of fun. It was more like, barbecue, very casual, some auctions, the Edinburgh Junior Service League when they still existed. They made frozen casseroles to sell to people to take home that night, so they have something to eat tomorrow. And the guild baked all kinds of homemade things, and so it was just really fun. And then we shifted. We finally were able to come on site to the museum, and the first one was out in what is now the courtyard. That was a parking lot between the two buildings, and so we tented that, and that's where the live auction was. And then the area that we call the Paseo now, it's a bricked-in area by the main entrance. We set up there, so that little L-shaped area was where we had it. And as we the museum campus began to grow, and we bought this old HEB building. Then everything moved to the parking lot, which now is where the newer wing is. I'm not so new anymore. The 20-year-old wing is now. Mm. So it shifted around. Then finally, when all of this got built, the museum as we all know it today, it's become like an indoor-outdoor event. So most everything happens indoors, and then the dinner and live auction moves outside to the tented parking lot area. So it's shifted around all these years. But, and you might want to ask, well, when did it change? Well, I should have looked that up, but in the late 90s, I say mid to late 1990s, decided we needed to change it because people were confusing the two events that we have. And the other big event that we have is the Heritage Ranch Gala. So Heritage, Ranch, Roundup, it was too much alike and people were very confused. So we decided we need a whole new branding, a whole new look, a whole new everything. So, got a group of people together and we went over to someone's home and we just said we're not leaving till we come up with a name. So several hours later, someone was suggested Fandango.
And so were there like adult beverages involved at this event?
I don't recall, but there could possibly have been.
Well, because somebody was inspired that night.
Yeah. Actually, my memory is, and I hope I'm right about this, I credit Norma Cardenas for coming up with that. She actually had a dictionary looking through names and stuff, and she says, "What about this?" So we thought that was very appropriate, but we needed to change the event just a little bit, which we did, and we added a component of dancing to it. And we did that for about 3 years until we figured out that most people didn't want to wait and stay and dance for very long, and so we took that out, and no one seemed to notice that we did, and so we just kept it out.
Because Fandango actually means a lively dance.
It's a dance or a dance party. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
So, but we kept it anyway. Yeah. Because it's a cool name.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so we're talking here about what, like the year 99, 2000, 2001?
No, that would have been, I would say, more like around somewhere between 96 and 99. It was definitely before 2000 that we changed it.
Okay.
I'll look that up someday.
And so the time when Fandango or its predecessor first came to the museum would have been about what year?
Like
the Heritage Roundup, yeah.
in the form of a dinner auction event. I would say maybe about 1978. Yeah.
So the years before, 77, 76, when it was at the RV park?
Well, that was still at the RV park.
Still at the RV park.
And then before that was the flea market. And we had that at different places around town at the different parks.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. So it's come along.
And so it's come along. So it's been kind of evolving through the years, but there is now a modern kind of iteration of Fandango, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Let's see now. This has been probably about 5 years now. We have added the online bidding, and utilizing software and that kind of thing, technology, which has been kind of fun. And it really was a good thing for us because, of course, none of us expected a pandemic to come around in 2020. So we already had some knowledge and some experience at that. And so when we were thinking, what are we going to do? Because we can't have a big event to be a super spreader, but we got to have an event. What are we going to do? And so we thought a lot about that and tried to figure out how we could do it. So that experience, plus we just happened to have two very talented staff members here who are filming us right now, that knew something about live streaming and all of that, knew a lot about it actually. And that allowed us not only to have online bidding, but also have a live auction as such online, which was rather new. I'm not sure, I really don't know of any other organization in the Valley area. And if someone's listening and says they know it, then tell me because I need to correct myself. But I feel like we were the first ones to get out there and do this in the manner in which we did with the live auction. And the other thing that we did do is we went ahead and sold tables, and people had small group gatherings in their homes, and they could go and pick up their dinner for all their guests and have everything there, and instead of having a big group. I mean, you remember that. And it worked out very well for 2 years. But after that, people were just like, we want to get back to seeing people face to face and chatting with their friends and whatever. So I'm very excited that we are back in the saddle again this year. I think it'll be great.
What so the inspiration for Back in the Saddle again is pretty obvious, right?
Yeah, it's one thing to come up with a tagline or whatever, and that's just, well, you know me, I'm always quoting all kinds of folksy sayings, and so that just came to my thought is, well, we're back in the saddle again, which then led me to the Gene Autry song that he wrote in 1937, and I thought, well, let's just do a vintage Western kind of thing. Normally we don't do the cowboy thing at this, but this was right for this year. So that's what we're doing. We're thinking back into times where we're we had the Hollywood Westerns and whatever, which then as a historical museum we could look at as to say, that's not really how it was, because from a historical perspective, the vaqueros of Mexico really, Spain and Mexico were the first ones to bring not only cattle harvesting, I guess you would call it, because back in those days they used to actually, they didn't rope the cows, they did something else. I don't want to go into that. But anyway, and then they came on about how to herd them and how to round them up, and that's something that the cowboys learned, or became the American cowboy. And of course, through Hollywood, we have romanticized the American cowboy, but it's interesting to look at the things that we associate with a cowboy that come from the Spanish or Mexican tradition. And even the names of things, like the lazo is a lasso, we call it that, or I can think of some other things usually, but at the moment I can't. But anyway, just the like bota, which is a boot. Well, they used to wrap their whole legs and feet up with leather.
The corral, the riata, there's a number
chaps
of
and
yes.
the sombrero and all of that. So there's so many connections. So that's where we're bringing in a little history lesson, which we try to do every year. It's a fun social event, but we want people to remember why this museum is here. to preserve and present the borderland heritage of South Texas and northeastern Mexico for all generations.
So what is it that our friends who are watching now should know about this event? Because you may want to, encourage people to buy seats, buy tables, or maybe just bid somehow. But if they bid, they have to be here, don't they?
No,
they don't.
Not
Okay.
on everything. But first, let me just digress and get back to answering your good question there. And one thing I wanted to say through all this history of this event that has been consistent is the community support involved. Because it's community members who volunteer. Like you're going to meet Kellye and Sabrina. They're on our board, but they're volunteers. And they're volunteering their time to help gather up all this stuff, get this thing organized. People, the individuals and business owners who donate items or donate money for us to buy items, that all comes from the community. And then, of course, the people that actually come as table hosts and guests who bid and participate and buy tickets and all that. So it's all, it's all community supported. So now I've gone off on that and I've forgotten your question.
But no, it's a critical point.
Yeah, I know.
That community
Yeah.
be involved and engaged in this, because really there is no museum without
the community.
a community that is engaged and is investing in
Right.
this important organization. And so the other thing is about how can people participate?
There you go. Well, there's a number of ways. If you can't, saddle up and ride with us down this trail on October 1st, you can sign up free of charge, register, get a 0 ticket, and you can look at the luck of the draw offerings and maybe buy one of those tickets, or more than one if you wish. I think maybe Sabrina or Kellye can tell you a little bit more about luck of the draw in a minute. And you can bid online for the silent auction items, which there are, getting close to a couple hundred of them.
Wow.
And so, or maybe 175, but anyway, close to them, which you can do. And you can do that at home.
But not
You don't have to
today,
be
or
here.
can they do it today?
It's, no, it's not open yet. At the Giving Center, they call it, is actually published, so you could go in and see some of the things.
So what's the date on that, when the center will
We
be
will
open?
probably open that up a day or two prior to October 1st for bidding. Now, you can go on there now and read descriptions. Not all the pictures are up yet. We'll keep working on those day by day to get that on there. But I would say by, September 29th, September 30th, you can go on and you could go ahead and start bidding if you would like. And that bidding will end about 8:30 on Saturday night. And if you've won something, then you'll just need to come to the museum with your receipt and pick it up.
Nice.
And then those that want to join us, which we hope many will, I think we've sold maybe about 41 tables.
Wow.
So that's great. We'll have a good crowd here. And, of course, they'll get to participate not only in those same things, because they'll be using their cell phone also for the silent auction, but they will also get to participate in the Key to the Stagecoach Strongbox. That's kind of fun. They're going to tell you about that in a minute. And then also the live auction. So those are the areas and the feed bucket drawings. So those areas cannot be, accessed online.
Okay, so they have to be
They have to be here for that.
Yeah, and so how can someone get here? What do they need to do?
Well, okay, you need to either host a table and invite some people, and we have 2 levels of tables, which I think Sabrina's going to tell you a little more about, or you can buy an individual ticket or a pair of tickets, and you can do that by calling the museum, by going on our website, or going to BidPal, which again they'll tell you a little bit more about, and sign up, register.
This will be your 33rd Fandango?
Well, not Fandango, but 33rd of these.
33rd of
no,
these.
more than that, because I worked on them before I started working here.
Wow.
So yeah, I could say probably 40 years worth of this
And
stuff.
so this is kind of a hard question, but let's tax your memory here.
Yeah.
What have been like some of the super highlights for you? Just one, Lynne, just one.
Just one, huh?
One memory from the 30 plus years of doing this.
Well, I mean, there's lots of memories because the first thing I always think of is all the different people I worked with, because there've been some fun people I've met over the years and gotten to a point where we're friends. We call each other's friends, and some are gone now, and some are still around, and meet new friends too. So that's probably the best part of it. The second part of it is it's fun to create a theme and try to create things around a theme. I like to do that as well. But memories. I think one of the things that just sticks out in my mind is I can't tell you what year it was, but I'm going to say it would be in the 1990s probably. We were getting ready to make a courtyard out of the parking lot between the two buildings. And we were trying to think of a way to kick this campaign off. And we wanted to do it at Fandango because we would have a captive audience, so to speak, to present this to. We had just what is now the River Crossroads area was just empty. I mean, wires were hanging from the ceiling. It was all concrete, whatever. It had not been redone yet into a programming exhibit space. And so it was kind of a mess, but we decided, what the heck, we're going to have the party in there. And so we got it all cleaned up and everything, and talked to a couple of actors here. We've got a railroad cart, whatever, and queued up some fun music and whatever. And so we brought this pile of bricks out in this cart, and we auctioned off the first brick, because what we were doing for the fundraising thing was you could buy a brick and have your name engraved on it for so much, and whatever. And so that was a neat memory, and that first brick went for like $2,000-$3,000, and we were selling them for, I think, $25 at the time. So that was just a highlight I remember, because all the trying to figure out the hoopla around it and everything, and it worked.
Wow.
And people were excited about it, and that was a very good campaign.
Well, and it's continued to work since.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, because the museum raises how much money in a year?
Oh,
Generally,
from there?
From Fandango,
well,
yeah.
Oh, from Fandango, yeah. Well, probably we net anywhere from 125,000. That's a net, after expenses, and that's a good chunk of money that goes right in to help this museum operate, help us continue with our preservation services, our educational programs, which there are more and more of all the time now, which is really, really exciting to see these things happening. It helps us get these exhibits going, and so it's a wonderful thing. And that money's put to good use immediately.
Well, Lynne, thank you for your leadership on this
welcome.
event, and also on the rest of the development work, fundraising work. You've been a real champion for the museum.
Well, I thank you, but I don't do this alone. This is something I work very closely with the Board of Trustees, and then these ladies you're going to meet here in a minute. Kellye is stepped up for the second year in a row to be the chairman of this event. It's people like that step up and say, yeah, what do you need me to do?
Yeah.
But thank you for saying that to me, but I just want everybody to know nobody does this by themselves. Okay.
All right.
So.
Well, thank you, and in our next segment, we're going to meet Kellye.
Oh, you're going to enjoy Kellye.
So if you'll stay with us, we will meet Kellye Ortega, a trustee of the Museum of South Texas History.
It's easy to find it when you know where to look. Some define it as a breath of fresh air. Others find it in the fast lane by being yourself. Some like to kick it, enjoy every minute, and get the adrenaline pumping, while others prefer the feeling of adventure, finding the unexpected, the undiscovered. But everyone can agree, coming together in Edinburgh guarantees you'll be making memories you'll treasure forever. Life is a series of experiences with your friends and family, your neighbors and community. Sometimes it's the simple things, like getting together for good times, pushing the limits, learning something new from the old, or just something new. This award-winning, All-America City is yours for the taking. It's in Edinburgh.
Welcome back to Museum Pláticas, friends of the Museum of South Texas History. And as it turned out, I was wrong in my structure because I said that we were going to have Kellye on first and then Sabrina after that. But we decided to bring the power together into one space. So this is Sabrina and this is Kellye. So hello to the two of you.
Hello.
So how about if we start with introductions? So Kellye, how about if we start with you? You have been at the museum now for a little while.
For a few years.
So talk about, your tenure at the museum as a trustee and that sort of thing, and then maybe talk about your point of entry here in terms of leadership with Fandango.
I was actually on the museum board a few years ago when my kids were smaller. And I did a couple of years of my term and then I backed out because it just was a lot of work with 3 kiddos. And so I guess going now about 6 years I've been back on the museum. My kids are older, so it's been great for me. I've loved every minute of it. I can be more involved than I was before. So I'm appreciative that they let me back in. And I just as joining it, and I've been to Fandango many years as a guest and as a board member. And when Lynne asked if I would be a part of the committee, I said yes right away. And I enjoy it.
Now, this is not your first rodeo
No,
with doing
not.
Museum Pláticas,
You
right?
just touch your hat.
Yeah.
It is not. I did this about a year ago for Fandango.
And
2021.
also, it's like a family thing, too.
It was. My mom did it last year with me. She spoke of Hargill, the city that I grew up in, the town, not a city very much. And I was just talking to Lynne. It's been almost a year now.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's great.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm
All
not
right.
as nervous this time, so that's a good.
Yeah, well, no, you were perfect last time. And Sabrina, how about you? You're who are you? Because you're also a veteran of Museum Pláticas, I have to say, because we've seen you before.
Yes.
The world has seen you before. The world has seen you before in a lot of other things, right? You're all over the internet doing, professional development for this and for that. So you're actually a person of the world.
Yeah, I'm an online person.
You're an online person, but your point of entry here with the museum.
Well, I'm new to the board. I would say new to the board, and I was invited, and I felt like it was such an honor because of the great work that you do in the community and the mission that you're trying to, you are fulfilling. It's not even a trying, you are doing that mission, and I wanted to be a part of that because I think that history and preserving that history is so important because your community needs to know where they've been and where they're going and look to the future, and you do a great job at encompassing that. So I was just honored to be invited to serve.
That's terrific. Thank you. So, Kellye, what's been your experience with Fandango? You said that you've been a participant, that just came, right? Non-board member. You just came to sort of enjoy it, and probably you did that, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago, 12 years ago. What's been your experience through the years?
So at one of the Fandangos, I don't know what year it was, I was just a guest and talking to Shan Rankin, who was here back then, and she says, hey, what's going on? And I've known her for a long time. Our kids are in school together. And I said, if you ever need, a new board member or help at the museum, let me know. And then that's how it started for me at a Fandango. That's how I became a member of the board of the museum.
Wow.
And I have been a guest. I have been a committee member. I've been on the board. I've had people in my home during the 2 virtual years that we did this. And so I've kind of seen all sides of it and have enjoyed all sides of it. Fandango for me is just, we can say it's just family, food, fun, fundraising, just all kinds of great and fun stuff. It's a great event.
You also take this very seriously.
Yes.
As a trustee. I mean, you commit. I mean, you commit not only time, and resource, but you commit your family to this. You buy stuff, you put up stuff to be auctioned on. This is like, we get like the fullness of Kellye in this. Why?
Well, I'm sure just as, as Sabrina would say, the reason that I came on and off the board a few years ago is because I couldn't give my full attention to it. And so why are we a member of the board if we're not going to do that? And so there's a lot of parts to the board. There's the committees, and there's the fundraising, and there's the finance, and there's the, archives, and the not necessarily the fundraising, but the party part and planning the events is something I very much enjoy. And so for me, it's if I can donate my time, things that I have for donation, buy the things that have been donated, and invite my family and friends to take part in it. That's my job. That's part of my job, is being a member of the board. So, and I do have my family, except my sister in Wimberley's bought a table this year, and she's bringing people down. So
That's terrific.
yeah. So I appreciate that they've come along with me also.
Yeah. You, Sabrina, are also all in.
Yes.
In fact, you and I were at the Rotary Club meeting just like 2 hours ago, and you stood up and you said, Rotary Club, listen to me. We're doing Fandango. If anybody's interested, this and that, and then you said other stuff about. You even said that you were going to be on this show here. What is your take on this? Like, how you do this, why you do this, what you get out of this, what you give to the community?
I get such it's a blessing to be able to give back, right? Whether it's going to be your time, your talent, or your treasure. You are here on this earth to make it a better place. And so this gives me an opportunity to do that. My children love history. I love history. That was my minor in college. So I really appreciate.
What was your major?
Political science.
Oh, okay.
Don't hold it against me. Don't hold it against me. But that was my major. But the community organizations, the organizations that make communities great, they deserve the best in their board members. They deserve the commitment that it takes to run a thriving nonprofit. And just like Kellye said, if you're going to do it all in. Find your niche, and you go with your niche. And I happen to like fundraising because at the end of the day, you're not telling Sabrina no. You're telling all those kids that are standing at that museum door that wants to come in and learn their history. You're telling them no. That's who you're telling no, not me.
That's got to be written down somewhere.
I know, that's a strategy. I think that's in one of your workshops, right? That's got to be in one of your workshops. I'm going to use that. This thing, Fandango, has a lot of particulars. There's the live auction, but that's not all.
No, it's not.
Right? There's the silent auction, but that's not all. There's other things. Kellye, start talking about what are the different components that people can engage with in this Fandango event.
Well, like you said, there's a live auction. That's not it. We have silent auction. That's not all. We have buckets also, where we've got great prizes in there, and you buy a ticket and you put it in the bucket, and hopefully your ticket is drawn and you won whatever great prize is in that bucket. We have our luck of the draw tickets, which are raffle tickets that we sell every year. 5 wonderful trips, 100 tickets sold, $100 a piece. And if you're lucky to win that, those are some great trips on the luck of the draw ticket.
Like what kind of trips are these?
There's a trip to Mexico. If you win the Mexico trip, there's a few different places you can choose from that you'd like to go. There's
like what kind of places in Mexico?
you know what?
Acapulco.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cancun.
Yeah.
There's a
The River Maya. Yeah,
Oh,
it's a great Cabo San Lucas. I mean, there's some really awesome options.
I mean, nothing against Las Flores or Reynosa, but we're talking
It's
about
just
going.
a different concept.
Oh,
it's a
okay,
different
so
deal.
this
It's a
is
different
like
deal.
going
This is
in.
over there.
In,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you gotta fly
You gotta
into
fly in.
Mexico.
Yeah.
You get
And
8 days, right?
8 days. It's a nice.
8 days in
yeah.
Acapulco?
Yeah. So I of course have bought a couple of these tickets, and that's my choice. If I win, that's what I.
Oh, you've done these
Oh
before.
yeah, that'd
Oh,
be
my
too much
God.
fun. Yeah, I would enjoy that.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
also a Jackson Hole, Wyoming trip. There's a Cocoa Beach, Florida trip. There's a Mammoth Lakes, California, and Lake Tahoe, Nevada, which is
Wow.
Yeah.
All of these are really like exotic,
They're
beautiful,
very
romantic
nice.
places.
They're great.
Yeah,
They're
they're
great
very
places.
nice. Except for the Cocoa Beach, that's more family, right? Because you get to talk to the astronauts and you get to go into NASA, and it's for 4. So, if you're
Okay.
a family, you want to go on a family trip, that's the
Yeah.
one that you would pick.
And to go to, I mean, to win something to Lake Tahoe, say for example, about how much do you think, like, I could get away bidding to win that?
Well, this is a luck of the draw ticket, so this is going to cost you $100.
$100. So
That's it.
I could get Lake Tahoe
You could
for
get-
$100.
Yes.
Oh,
you can.
stop!
Nope.
Come on.
I would not joke with you
Yeah.
about such things.
$100.
Right?
I
This
could,
is serious stuff.
so then I may want to buy like 5 of those to
Yeah,
increase my.
I think you need at least 5, at least.
Because of what? How many are being sold again?
Only 100.
Just
Only
100.
Those are good.
So don't ask me to do
odds.
the math, but I think that's pretty good odds.
but the Lake Tahoe thing, like how many days? Acapulco
what?
is 8, you said, which
yeah,
is crazy.
Mexico is 8. Yeah,
That's
so
like, you know,
Yeah, that's a good one.
Lake
yeah.
Tahoe is 2 people for 3 days and 2 nights. Spa, casino, kind of got all that you want.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
Snowboarding, right?
Yeah, you can do winter or summer. So you can go snowboarding and snow skiing in the winter, or you can do hiking and biking in the summer.
But if you win this, you only get like the 8 days in Acapulco, right? You don't. You have to get there yourself.
That's true.
So you
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But this is for the actual like the hotel
Yes,
and
yes.
and whatever that
Right.
place offers.
Exactly.
Which is still a great deal.
Which is a
Yes.
great deal.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can choose to fly in there, or you can
Drive if you want.
drive it and see more of the countryside. Whatever you
Take
like.
Rent an
a train.
RV.
Whatever you like to do.
RV.
RV. All kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're great.
All right. So tell me about some of the other things that people can look forward to here. Prizes and in the different categories.
Okay, so we have a luck of the draw. We have bucket tickets, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
Gift cards to restaurants. There's a Consuela bag in one of them. Those are great. Bucket tickets are kind of fun,
Yeah.
you know, because really it's completely. If you got the luck, you got the luck.
Yeah.
You know, because you're drawing a ticket. So those are fun. Silent auction. Well, we have loads and loads and loads of stuff. We've got jewelry.
So like the silent auction, that's the one that Lynn said 2 or 3 days before
Yes.
you can actually get online and you can begin to bid.
Right.
Yeah, so you can get online a couple of days before through BidPal and start bidding. You've got family in California, send them the link.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a family last year bidding on stuff that don't live down here.
And so the BidPal thing that you
Yes.
said, and so I'm sure that you know people will see on the screen like bidpal.com or whatever.
Bidpal.net/Fandango 2022.
Oh, so they're gonna see that on the
Nice
screen.
job.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, nice job.
And so they click on that, and then they'll see all these items.
All
Yeah,
these items.
pictures and descriptions
Yeah.
of lots
Cases
and
of
lots.
wine.
And then you bid.
Bid.
You bid,
And you
and
might-
then you just kind of watch your phone all night because when someone outbids you, you got to be, you got to be
It'll
quick
text you.
because you got to be back
It'll-
on.
it'll text
yeah,
you
it'll
that
text you,
somebody's
so you got to
outbidding
get
you.
back in there and put your
Yeah.
bid. bid.
And so
yeah.
can you get good value for some of those things?
You can, yeah, I think you can.
We
I
don't.
think you
you
can,
know,
but as a
value is
fundraiser,
good, but
we don't value it. Yeah.
Right.
This is
This
not
is a
about that.
fundraiser.
This
This
is
is-
about giving to
supporting
the
the
That's
community.
right.
mission.
That's
Yes.
right.
So it's the wrong question.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the
Sorry.
right
Wrong
question?
wording, maybe. You just want to keep on bidding until the very end.
Yes.
Make sure you win, and
Okay.
it doesn't matter what the cost.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're
so-
supporting a great
Yeah,
cause.
and so
Exactly.
I think I heard Lynn say that it was like 200 or 300 different silent auction
There's
items.
loads. There's just
Oh my God, that's a
all
lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff, but it's good quality
Yeah.
stuff. It's very unique stuff.
Yeah.
People have taken their time to curate the right items that people are interested in.
Yeah.
So there's going to be something for everyone, male, female, home decor. You know, I'm a purse girl. Kellye mentioned, there's going to be several purses in there. I'm a hat girl. So it's going to be something for everyone.
Yeah.
And you just have to go on and look. And they make it easy because it's by category. So if you know what you like, you can just tap, jewelry. If you know you like home decor, tap home decor, and it'll give you the listing of all the different things.
Yeah.
It's good.
Hey, what about the live auction items? What do you remember some of those? I mean, you probably have them
yeah,
listed
yeah.
there.
So I did list a few things. We've got a great live auction. Some of the, custom boots.
because of the theme.
because of the theme.
Back in the South.
Which we also have a couple of nights at a dude ranch in
Yes.
Bandera.
Whoa.
Which also goes with our Back in the Saddle theme, which would be really fun.
People
Wow.
like horses and things.
Yeah.
I just like the hat. I don't want to do the horse.
But when you, so you have you
just look
been to the
cute.
dude ranch, or you know about the dude ranch?
I've been to Bandera.
Yeah.
I've seen the horses. It's very nice. The
Yeah.
horses are a little intimidating to me, but it's a very nice experience for
Yeah.
your family and for the people that enjoy that. You get a stay and
Now this is in the live auction.
This is a
Yes.
live
And so
auction.
for the dude ranch, what? I mean, that's gonna start at what, like maybe $1,500, $2,000?
I say at least it needs to go for that.
Yeah, at
because
least,
yeah,
okay,
because
and-
it said 2 nights for a family of 4.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, and I as a young kid, we spent time at dude ranches in Bandera when I was younger. We
Okay.
would, and they were so fun. We had so
Yeah.
much fun, you know, swimming and horses and outdoors and you know, we would go do stuff at the dude ranch next door and there was dances and it's, you know, that's
And
kind
so-
of a fun thing and I don't know that too many people
have
do
those
that.
experiences,
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
family
Yeah.
It
experiences.
seems like maybe it was something from the 70s or 80s,
Yeah,
but
which
it's
is-
a thing still.
But it should be, and I'm glad that's a thing still.
What age is good for a dude ranch? Like for a kid?
I have a 9-year-old granddaughter. She'll be 9 on Tuesday. I can't believe it. But I also have a 3-year-old
Oh, yeah.
granddaughter. I think that all those age ranges and parents, they will enjoy it.
They'll enjoy
I
it.
think
They
so.
will
I
really
totally
enjoy
agree.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's a dude ranch, and what
There's
else
a
is
dude
there?
ranch. We have a pair of donkeys.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Whoa.
I know. I mean,
Yeah.
what other auction has a pair of donkeys?
I'll ride a
only the
donkey.
back in the saddle
that.
again
Yeah.
auction.
Yes,
See,
that's
has
it works.
A couple
It works
donkeys.
out super
Yeah,
great.
like yeah, but do you put a saddle on a donkey?
I would say baby donkeys, no. Maybe they get older.
But
Yeah.
Maybe it's a plan.
Yeah, okay,
In the
okay. So we
future.
have a pair of donkeys.
We
Yeah.
do.
So one of our trustees is offering
Yes,
them up.
she is. Yeah.
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 What else do we have?
So, of course, my probably favorite thing on the auction, which is what I try to go for every year, is the nativity scene. That's always, there's always one. Jan Barbaglio, they're bronze, they're gorgeous. They are set in my house all year long. I don't put them away at Christmas and bring them back out. They're beautiful. And so that's one thing that I really, that's what I try for.
You look forward to
Yeah,
that.
so I have 3 of them so far over the years.
That
so
you've
I'm,
won at Fandango.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you like really competitive with that?
I am.
Really?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the one thing that I
So
for
like
sure
like
want.
nativity and competitiveness, do those
Doesn't-
go in
it does- it doesn't. But I compete nicely.
Ah.
I'm not mean about it.
Spirited.
Reaching Christmas.
Yes,
you
yes,
know.
The Christian way
Yes,
compete.
yes.
Okay, well that's
I,
good.
yeah, and I collect nativities. So for me, it's like the
Okay.
perfect
Yeah.
thing,
Okay,
and
okay.
they're gorgeous. So.
Yeah. So what else is
So
there?
really, I'm doing myself a disservice by talking about how great this is.
Because I'm going to be in the back bidding it up.
Don't
I
do
just
that.
want you to know.
but you know what I think you're saying is that this has fun written all over it.
Oh, it's great, you know, and it's all fun, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
even if Sabrina chooses to bid against me, we will still be great friends.
Yes.
She bid against me.
I did, I
at,
bid
at
him
an event the other day, and then yeah, she.
So is this her MO?
That is
It
my
is. She's like,
That is
so
my
you know what I bid on? I bid on like a couple of San Antonio Spurs tickets to go
Okay.
meet with DeJounte Murray,
Okay.
and then the Spurs traded him the next week.
They heard.
I know they.
Yeah. They were like,
And then
Hey,
you,
we have Spurs tickets on our silent auction.
Yes.
That's
Ah.
FYI. Yeah.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
So what else is there?
We have
the
Oh, by the way,
dinners.
those San Antonio Spurs tickets, one of our trustees gave them up.
yes, they
okay.
did.
And
Yeah,
so
we
he's-
have great
yeah.
trustees. They're
Yeah.
they're very kind with
Yes.
the things that they have
Yeah.
to donate them out, and that's
Okay,
great.
so what else do we have?
We have a few dinners. We've got a steak dinner for $25 with all the fixins
Wow.
fixed at your place of choice. So they will come to your house. They will come to your
and
Oh.
serve you,
place
correct?
of business. They set everything up. They serve you, and they take it all down.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Can't ask for anything
No,
better.
and it's great.
And so who does this? What restaurant is this?
Texas National Bank does that.
The bank does
the
that.
bank does that, and all the cooking and serving are by the bank employees. Yeah,
How about that?
yeah, it's a great deal.
That is
And it
such a
tastes
good-
really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
and they do
Wow.
it with a smile on their face. So
And-
it's a good deal.
Yeah. It's how many of those are we auctioning off?
Well, we're auctioning off one.
One.
One. But if
Uh-huh.
someone might want to be like super,
Mm.
you know, nice and
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
could
bid
do
it way up,
something.
we might could do two.
We could get
Yeah,
creative.
I think
So
we might
is
could do
this
another
is
one.
this Fandango thing like also an exercise in creativity?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
So-
So what else do we have?
You got
so
the
these are
Salome
exciting
for
things.
20.
Yep,
right?
uh-huh.
The what?
The Salome dinner for 20.
Yeah.
Oh, Salome's restaurant.
The
Yeah.
restaurant.
That's a great place.
That's a great
Yes.
place.
That's Larry's place, right?
Yes,
It is.
yes.
Yeah.
Larry's
and
kind
he's
of a big
also
deal.
Yes.
they are
Yeah.
also nicely doing our food for the evening
Yes.
at Fandango. the
Oh,
Dogal.
do we know what's on the menu?
You know what? I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure there's some beef involved.
Yes, there is beef
Ooh.
Back in the
involved.
saddle, you know,
Yeah.
all that
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
stuff.
And also there's got to be like a taste testing thing.
Oh, it's
Well,
gonna be yummy.
We probably need to go.
You need a committee for that, and I volunteer
You've
to
well,
be on that.
you know, you're on the show.
Just saying.
I know.
I'm available. I'm a
I
good
went.
trustee.
I went last year.
Yeah,
it
I
was
did
so
too.
good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, the trustees who went left very happy.
It was
Yes,
great.
They,
can
they,
imagine.
they are wonderful.
Yeah,
They are wonderful.
very
So-
nice and kind, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
yummy.
So
Yeah.
what? So that's extraordinary.
That in
Yes.
itself is a great deal.
Yeah.
But on the live auction, you know, we've got shrimp boil for 30.
Mm.
You know, I mean that's great.
Yeah.
We have purchased that before, and the food is wonderful. I suggest just do it outside because it's a little messy,
Yeah.
but everyone enjoyed that evening. So
I've been
that's
to those.
that's a
Yeah.
great that's a
And
great
that's-
item.
it-
That's
it-
30 people. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
great
And that
food,
one
but it's
comes with
also-
the music.
Yeah,
too,
and it's
a
great.
Yeah,
live
there was
band.
a musician there that
So
we
it's a-
went to Bill Martin's house
So
for
it's a
that.
great that's a great
Yeah.
deal. We have
Huh.
great live auction items.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah.
Lots of
items.
experiences.
And so who auctioneers this? Like, do we have an auctioneer that comes from somewhere?
We do have an auctioneer, and in my mind, his name
Russ.
just left me. That's
Russ.
Russ.
Russ is his name.
And he is so good.
Yes.
You know, and he is so kind to come. He didn't even live here. And he comes from out of town to do this for us
Yeah.
every year. And yeah, I think that's kind of part of the fun. I think
Yeah.
people are used to that, his voice and his way, and he does a great job.
And so we have really extraordinary local auctioneers. The thing about this guy, though, is that he's been doing it for 30
For
years. So
years.
we may as well hold on
We
to
might
Yeah.
as well.
it, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
part of the
It's
legacy.
tradition.
It's part of the deal.
And he's-
Fandango comes with him. So.
Yeah, he's like part of that, you know, kind of old school auctioneer, you know,
Which
and
is,
so
and he keeps it moving and going,
Yeah.
and he's great about getting, you know, some really good bids in there, and
yeah.
making sure
So
the whole
how,
crowd is seen.
how do we do this? Like, we bring a tent,
We do.
we pitch a tent
We
out
pitch
at
a
the
tent right out in the parking lot,
on the parking
a
lot.
very large tent.
It's fun with a purpose, a party with a purpose.
Lynn said earlier that we had already sold 41 tables.
Yeah.
That's a lot of tables.
That's a lot of tables.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's
Because I
great.
think like
It's a
last
good
week
start.
we had only had 29 maybe or something, 41 tables. That's so we'll probably sell what, maybe 45 or 50
I would
before
say so.
we're done.
I would say so.
And so there's electricity that evening, isn't there? Like the kind of the spirit is electric.
Yeah.
And
there's
it's going to be
energy.
more so this year because we're back.
We're
back in
back.
the
You
saddle.
know, and I think
Yeah.
people are looking forward to that.
Yeah.
You
They
know,
very much are looking forward to that because we got stuck in the house for like 2 years.
yeah,
right?
you know,
So-
and you know, it was great fun doing it at the house and having family and friends. But you know, you come to Fandango, and these people that come, you might only see them at Fandango once a year. So that's part of the whole,
Wow.
the whole fun of Fandango.
So what's on the menu? Do we have the menu yet? We don't have the menu.
don't
yet.
have a menu
don't-
yet.
Okay. I think that Lynn is working on that.
We are working on
And
that.
so what time does this start?
We have it starting at 6:30, and so it starts right at 6:30. And like you said, we still have some availability for some tables. So if you want to get a table, the standard is 1,500, and then the premium is 2,500. They both sit 8. But the difference is, you know, with the premium, you get your own wait staff. You get, you know, premium seating and
Right
a
up
couple
For the
other
live
things.
auction.
For the live,
Yeah,
yes.
right,
So
right in the front.
Because you want to have the
'Cause you want-
advantage.
yeah, for
so-
sure.
Yeah,
You
for
might
the
want to do some
nativity
tricky
scene.
stuff, you know,
Yeah.
like this.
Oh,
where people
do-
can't
Yeah,
see
so
behind you.
Ooh.
so I can't bid you up.
There's
Hey.
tricks. But when people come in at 6:30, they walk through the 1910 jail,
Yes.
which is a treat, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the oldest buildings anywhere, you know, in South Texas. Probably the oldest building in Edinburgh. It may be.
I think so.
1909, 1910 is when they built it, and so we have this beautiful exhibit in there, in the 1910 jail, and so people come through there. A lot of people still haven't gone in there,
Right.
and so that's nice. And
Yeah.
then there's a photo op. You can get your
your
cowboy
cowboy
on.
on,
Oh
yeah.
my God! And then at 8 o'clock, We have. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Go
at
ahead,
8
yes.
o'clock you have the bucket and keys, and that's when you can do the strong box. That's gonna close. Then you have your dinner. We already talked about the fabulous food that's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then at 8:30 you do the luck of the draw. That's when that winner is drawn, and you get to know where am I going? Am I going to Mexico? Wyoming? Where am I going?
Wow.
I don't know where I'm going, but I'm
Right.
going because I got my ticket. So
Yeah,
remember,
yeah.
only 100 going to be sold. So, and then at 8:45, you have the silent auction closes and the live auction begins. And then from there, it's fun. It's all fun from 6:30 on. It's all fun.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it's pretty
Agreed.
well
So
programmed.
what is it that we're missing, or that we haven't, that we've failed to alert the community about? What do we miss?
I don't know if we missed anything. I just really want to encourage people to go to the website, and they can go to the museum website to even get to bidpal.net. So if they go to mosthistory.org, then they can, if you can't remember the bidpal.net, then you can do it that way. And then, just come in, and there's a lot of things happening again. And I know that the keys to the Stagecoach Strongbox is one of those exciting things. So come in and participate in that.
Let's talk about that just
Okay.
a bit. So we have a strong box. You know, back in the Western days, that's what they would carry their money and papers in, I guess. So fitting with our theme, we have an event called Keys to the Strong Box. So there will be a strong box and some old-time keys. You can buy a key, or you can buy 3 keys. And if your key opens this strong box, you will win a bottle of wine. But when it's all over, all of the keys that fit, so all of the people that won the bottle of wine, we will choose one top winner, and they are going to win a Yeti full of all kinds of wonderful meat products. It's about $1,000 worth of items in this
Wow.
in this Yeti. Yeah, so this is going to be fun.
Yes.
That's
Oh.
going to be a fun little event to
Yeah.
do while you're at Fandango.
And so how much do you pay for a key?
So it's $50 for the key,
Okay.
1 key, and you can buy 3 keys for $100.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's a really good deal.
Good deal.
Wow.
You asked about deals.
Yeah.
That's for the people that's coming for a deal.
For value.
That's
for
where they
value.
go.
Yeah, but
And fun.
And
This is
fun.
a fun.
Yeah.
This is a fun interactive
Yeah, it's
part
fun.
of Fandango.
yeah, because Fandango is not about value; it's about fun,
Fun.
and
About
about giving.
fun and
Yes,
fundraising.
Yep.
Fun
giving.
and fundraising. Wow. All right. Well, hey, listen, this has been fun.
It has been fun. The word of the day.
The word of the day. All right. So we encourage people to come out to Fandango. We encourage
Yes.
people to bid the silent auction, and they can do other things as well. And so the reason we're doing this is because I think we're all committed. We all believe in the importance of a museum.
Yes.
And a museum that is a history museum, a museum that helps us understand ourselves, helps us understand our ancestors, helps us understand what the flora and the fauna were like here, and what the conditions were like, and and all of that helps us know ourselves better.
Yes.
And so we want the community to come and have fun and to be part of investing in this. Okay, so thank you very much for being a part of this.
Thank you.
Sabrina. and
Thanks for
Kellye.
having us.
Yeah. So there it is. That's Fandango 2022 back in the saddle again. And so we hope that you come out in kind of a spirited way to Fandango and have some fun with us. So this has been it for Museum Pláticas September 2022, and we will see you again next month. Thank you for being with us.